This conversation is all about Woodward Inc.
We're a 150-plus-year-old company.
All the way from America to India.
Journey's been good.
Analytics of what are going to be the challenges.
The types of products that we engineer and we deliver to our customers every day are not easy products. How do we build that out before we even start?
Hello, manufacturing folks. So today I am in a very interesting conversation with Ted, who has come all the way from America to India to discover something, just reveal it from him, I believe. So welcome. Yeah. How was your journey to India?
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. Journey's been good. It's been a quick week. Feels like one long day, but it's been 4 days. It's been a good trip so far.
Wonderful. So this conversation is all about Woodward Inc. And the Asian market which you're discovering here.
Yes.
So to start with, if you could just give us a brief about the market you're finding out here in Asia or in India.
Sure. I'll tell you a little bit about Woodward. So we're a 150-plus-year-old company. We've been around for a long time, but we've always been focused on the control of energy. That is our focus ever since we were founded. We were founded the inventor of the water wheel governor. And our main business segments are aerospace and heavy industrial markets. So our aerospace market is integrated propulsion systems for oil, for fuel, air, combustion, those types of systems, as well as actuation systems for aircraft, both hydraulic as well as electromechanical. And then our industrial business is primarily focused on power generation, but also includes mobile industrial, industrial automation. And so in both business segments, we service all of the large OEMs, all the large prime companies.
So Ted, you lead the global sourcing department. Considering that, you recently have taken a big step to shift your global sourcing hub from China to India. Now you're expanding.
Yeah.
So if you can talk more about that move and what has made you to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. So the relocation of our Asia sourcing operation is really consistent with many of our peers. And frankly, we're followers. We are not leaders in moving our hub of operations to India by any means. And so we were previously focused on China really due to our industrial market presence. And our aerospace requirements, however, really weren't serviced well from China. They just weren't consistent. A few categories here and there, certainly machining services, those types of things, but not for everything. And that was a challenge. And so when we think about really trying to find a comprehensive offering of capabilities, India is a natural fit. There's been an evolution of capability growth here. There's been an evolution of growth of companies in terms of the types of customers served, including our competitors, our peer companies. So having our base of operations in India really affords us the opportunity to expand not only our supply base options, but also really rely on the maturity of what India market offers and Southeast Asia offers in terms of the resiliency of a global supply chain.
And like you said, the resilience, if we talk about what are you now expecting from the Asian market considering the global sourcing, and how do you see the market? What plans do you have for this new market which you're discovering?
Yeah, in general, from a supply chain, from a sourcing lens only, if I'm to think of it that way, it's really building optionality. So in any given category, it's having that optionality. If I have a supplier that's capable of something in the US, I want the exact same type of capabilities in Asia or in Central Eastern Europe or in Northern Africa or in Western Europe. I mean, I want to make sure that we have dual capabilities for all of our primary categories that really are critical to our global operations. Okay.
So, Ted, we would like to understand when you have decided to, set up all these things here in India, back of your mind, you must have studied or, analytics of what are going to be the challenges here in India. So what's that?
To be clear, first of all, the team have done an incredible amount of work here. Not only the team here in India, but the category management team that's primarily in the US, working together and understanding what are our key sort of risks, right? What do we need to make sure that we have countermeasures to, we're going to be able to overcome to build truly resilient supply chain. So there are some challenges, and most of those challenges are due to the types of markets we're in. The types of products that we engineer and we deliver to our customers every day are not easy products. So would they have special requirements? Our number one challenge, and this is not just about India, it's not about Asia, it's about the entire world. Our number one risk is specialty raw materials. Getting raw materials of a specialty grade, of a specialty requirement that we require for our products. That's a global challenge for us right now, and we're developing strategies to countermeasure that. When we think about that, that's number one. The second are what we call special processes, typically outside processes. What we've seen in India is there's an infrastructure, and there's certainly an approach where a lot of our manufacturing partners that we're working with now in India are very vertically integrated with those types of processes, have the right types of certifications, and have really invested what it takes to be proficient at those processes. But the market for those processes in the US specifically has started to shrink. Not only because of, they're typically small businesses, you have aging owners, no succession plan, but also because of certain regulations that are now creeping into the types of geographies that have typically been supporting the aerospace business. And then third, I should say, is foundry products. This is an industry that has been particularly stricken post-COVID, and it's primarily due to labor. Foundry products, castings, and those types of things have not been able to keep up post-COVID, and we're seeing that as a large risk. So we're really looking at different options for material inputs besides traditional castings.
Okay, I hope you really will overcome all those challenges by the time. India is still growing, and we have a hope, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So going into a region, going into a new supplier, taking a category into any region is looking at how do we mitigate risk up front? How do we build that out before we even start?
Wonderful. This is really nice. We wish you the best for your upcoming operations and really appreciate your time which you spent with us. Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
Again, congratulations.
Great, thank you.